You want to tell me your name and how long you've been attending John Mack?
My name is Tyree Cochran, and I've been coming to John Mack since last year.
Okay. Do you have any family members that attended John McDonald?
Yeah, my cousin, she attended John McDonald last year. Her name is Mimi, aka they call her Pinky.
Okay.
All right.
Aunts, uncles, anybody?
I don't know. Not. Oh, my cousin, Gregory. That's about it.
Well, the reason we're asking because a lot of people, John McDonald's been in their family for, people have been coming for years and years.
Oh
and
no,
years, so we just wanted
no.
to establish.
Like my family school is like carved. Like that was all my aunts and uncles and moms and cousins and stuff graduated from. Like I wanted to go there, but they didn't want to take me.
Why?
Because they're going charter,
Oh.
and you can't transition from school to school once they go on charter like that.
Okay. Well, then that brings us into our next topic. Do you know what's going on here
Yeah.
at John McDonald, and how do you feel
I
about
do.
that?
At first it was a little rocky. But I think it's for the best. I think it's for the best. I understand like the school been here for a little minute, and it's a place where what they call it.
I don't know.
It's the historic. It's
Oh,
a historic landmark.
Okay, very good.
But they really don't have. They're not. It's not like they're taking a school and knocking it down and rebuilding it. They're leaving it John Mack where it is, and they're keeping the name. It's just changing it for the best. Like they saying, bringing in new computers and giving every kid an iPad and things like that. So I think it'll be better because since I've been at John Mack last year, like I started in the middle of the semester of last year. I kind of been hanging with the wrong crowd. I'm gonna say because like I don't know, it been like a lot of mess at John Mack, and it's like to be honest, these teachers can't handle these students. I think the teachers are scared of the students, actually.
So now they're going to be bringing in other teachers, younger, less experienced teachers. Do you think they're going to be better equipped to handle the students here?
No, I think because I read about that in an article, and I was hearing from they're going to bring to finish off some loans that the college students that took out
Teach
in
for
school.
America teachers.
Yeah, and I don't think it's correctly because they're not here. I don't think they're going to be here to perfectly teach us what we want to know, like the teachers that's here now. I think they should keep the same teachers because the teachers that they're trying to bring in now, they're just trying to pay off a loan. That's all they're trying to do. It's a program. I understand they need help paying off their loan, but we need real teachers and real people who are experienced. Like when they see you on a job interview, like when you go on a job interview, basically, they want more experienced people. These people are not experienced. They just come from out of school where we are in, so they couldn't be that far from high school.
Well, some people actually like that, though, because I get to train them in the way that they want them to be trained, and they have to learn from them. Do you think that would be easier for them to transition to come to school in New Orleans, working with a bunch of kids who you said yourself are difficult?
But at the same time, you saying at the train, it's not like that's going to be a teacher that's going to be here. The teacher is going to leave in like 2 years.
And that kind of hurts, huh?
Right, like. And some of these teachers been here for years, like since after the storm. They've been here, and some of the kids got closer to the teachers, and they're just taking some of the teachers away that like really care about the student.
Now let me ask you, because what I heard you say is once it goes charter, there's going to be a lot of resources that are going to be given to the school.
Right.
What would have happened to John McDonald if we received all those resources this year? Do you think the school would have been any different?
To be honest, I think any different. I'm gonna say I'm unsure on that because I can't tell something that didn't take place. I just can't think about something that just takes place off the top of my head like that. But to my understanding, it should have been a little different. Better equipment. When us as a student, we look at like say we see new computers in the school, we get excited about that. That's exciting.
Excited about
It's teachers too, but students decide like, all right, they're trying to do something. We see new books. Oh, we get excited about that. All right.
Teachers get excited about that too.
But how I feel about books, like the school books and things like that, like they have enough at John Mack, so it's not like like the students wasn't learning anything. So what was you saying?
Well, I guess my point was is because you were saying that you can't wait for it to become charter, or not wait, but that once it becomes charter, you're going to get laptops, and there's going to be better equipment. They're going to fit
iPad.
in school,
Yeah.
and all this sort of stuff. My question is what if they gave that to us at the beginning of this year without going charter? I personally think it would have made a huge difference.
Yeah, it would have made a difference. It would have made a difference, but at the same time, you got to think, you got to put yourself like in the students' position. Like if they would have gave us that equipment this year, like kids this year, I think the kids will be a little better because they're going to be a little stricter next year. So I think it'll be a little better because I don't know, iPads went missing. Maybe some computers, Apple computers would have been broken.
You bring up a great point because there was a lot of theft here, huh?
And things like that. And how I feel about next year, like if they don't watch who they give their equipment to, the same thing can happen to next year. But I think it'd probably be a little more stricter than that. But I'm still thinking, the same thing's gonna happen. The same thing, they can't stop what's going to take place because I need an iPad.
Yeah, you feel that there needs more discipline and more rules.
I'm not going to say more discipline and more rules because at the same time, like that would make that would make students rile up. Like when somebody tries to discipline me, I look at them stupid.
But what do you think is the best way to handle that? Because
I think
you're adults, you shouldn't have to be treated like
if they could, just be open with the student. I'm not saying be the student's best friend, but just talk to the students because I talk to plenty of students. And students saying like when they passed out the G scores. I stopped my scores. I had 2 unsatisfactory, but I was pretty close. I was a couple of points away from passing both of them. A couple of points, like maybe 5 or 6, and I wasn't upset about the situation, but a lot of other kids who I talked to was upset because they said, well, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. I understand it's not, the teacher's responsibility to handle that situation about what you're going through in your home life, but I feel like if they could understand, like,
what's going on in the neighborhood.
Right.
Right.
It's common sense. It's common sense. Like,
did you go away for Katrina? I mean, did you go to school anywhere else?
Yeah, I actually went to school in Texas. I went to Fleming Middle, and I went to school in Atlanta. I went to Paul D. West Middle. I went to Lithonia Middle. I went to Clarkston Middle, and I went to Tucker Middle. I went to Jonesboro High, Mundy's Mill High.
Why'd you go to all those schools?
In Atlanta, like right after Katrina, our homes were destroyed and things like that. So we was living in hotels, so we were easily moving. People was paying for hotels, so we was moving hotel to hotel until we found a permanent residence.
So that made you go to different schools. But
not really. We found the permanent. I went to Paul D. West. That's when we were staying in the hotel. We stayed in the hotel for like 2-3 months after the storm because the mom I guess she had to wait on some money to come.
Yes.
Because she was out of work, so she didn't have anything at that time. But we kept on moving all around the city into different places in Atlanta. So that's why I went to all those schools.
I'm gonna bring you back to what this is. Now, were the kids different other places?
I'm gonna say like yes and no.
What made them different?
The difference was the kids in Atlanta was more equipped and they were more. I'm not gonna say there was more equipped like with supplies and all these new technologies. Anytime you could take a little pad and in your hand. More resources. Like
what about the kids themselves? Because I know here in New Orleans, everybody who comes here always says we have a whole different breed of kids. Inner city kids. I mean, everybody calls them the inner city kids, whether it's Detroit, New York, Chicago,
No.
New York. When they come here, there's a sort of naivety among our children. Do you feel that that's true, or?
No, because when I was actually going to school in Atlanta, it wasn't, I'm not going to say it was worse, but, it was like kids. Kids are the same everywhere. I don't care where they're from. If they got they got some similar neighborhoods. So, like, when I was just for say, I was in school in Atlanta, they set the school on fire. They got really set in Atlanta. They, set the trash cans on fire. Took stanky little bulbs that you light up, and they threw them all over the hallways. They'll spray paint the hallways and things like that, and all type of stuff. Set the bathrooms on fire. I'm gonna say a lot of kids had STDs. And that's when I went to Monday's Mill High and things like that. So I'm not gonna say it's like a different breed of kids because from here to there.
You think kids are kids? Okay.
Kids are kids.
We're gonna end on the teachers here, because that's how this whole thing started. They wanted kids came and said, we think charter schools don't turn schools around, resources do, and students wanted to have a voice.
Right.
Now, seeing that all your teachers are being let go at the end of this year, how do you want them to leave? And what message would you like to give to the teachers who have been here for you throughout the whole year?
Even though I started school in September, I'm like a joker kind of kid, and I get along with all of the teachers, and the knowing that I'm not gonna be able to see, some of the teachers and things like that, really upsetted me a lot, because these people who I bonded with over the past, and when these people come from other parts of United States to come teach us, to be honest, I think kids are gonna cut up. They don't know them. The teachers are gonna be scared, to be honest, and the kids are gonna cut up because these are their teachers. These are like parents, basically. These are their parents.
And so what would you say to the teachers? How are we going to tell the teachers goodbye here, the teachers that are leaving? What do you want to say to them?
I want to say thank you for what you have done for the classes, for your classes, for the students that graduated, the students that didn't graduate that you tried to help. I want to say thank you for being here. I know it's been kind of rough, even though I haven't been here that long, and I understand where you're coming from. And if I put you through anything, I'm sorry, but it was all out of respect and love.
Thank you.